Hi folks, it's Robert again, bringing you an update of the Hurtgen forest. What I've done recently is I've taken a bunch of pieces of foam, used my X-Acto blade, my box cutter knife, and I scraped the foam surface so I got this rough exterior. And then I put some exterior brown paint, and then while the paint was still wet, I used some dirt from my yard and threw that on top, giving it more realistic textured, and threw a few pieces of dead branches from a tree, and these I got them at the Dollar Tree store, and fairly cheap. And start painting things up. Where I wanted rocks, painted them gray. Everything exterior paint. Just need to add maybe some black on the gray just to get into the crevices and make them look more realistic and less cartoony. And yeah, this is so far what I've done. Couldn't do too much because it started raining, so after I had carved the foam and then I had to just wait until the rain stopped and then I could go in with the paint. But yeah, to give you another angle of what this looks like. So I showed you the bunker before that I made. It's right there. And then that's what it looks like. There may be a few pieces of white foam that's still showing up, but it will be covered up with some more ground cover, rocks and stuff. So, but this is almost complete. And then over here, going this way, you can see I put a beam over there. There's another beam on the other side, and basically I'm gonna add some more pink foam, like right here, like you see here, and that pink foam will extend just to the end of where the end of those beams, and just be a continuation of this. So that most likely might be in the next video what I do then. But yeah, it's like, subscribe, and give me comments. And yeah, and then one interesting thing that happened here was I think in another video I showed that I had sandbags in this crevice. And well, one day I went over here, I was going to do some work, and I looked and the sandbags were gone. I asked my family members if they moved them or did they see something come and take it or what. No, I didn't see anything. It turns out maybe there's either two culprits: a rat or a bird came and took them. There was like two markings, like one over here, and another one over here, where the foam was kind of scratched, and I was like, that's a little odd. And when I came, there was a bird that was sitting right on top of that building structure here, and I was like, immediately I'm thinking most likely it was a bird. If it was a rat, it would have left droppings somewhere in this corridor here, or even in this area. There would have been evidence there that happened, but I didn't see that, so I'm pretty sure a bird must have took him. But yeah, that was just something kind of interesting that I noticed. I'm gonna fix this part up a little bit more. I have to touch up with the paint there that came off due to the water from the rain. So that's not too much of a big deal, but I want to fix this up. So so it doesn't look as noticeable that this is foam, and this is just also more foam. So I just want to maybe just do something here just to cover up, especially this gap. There's a gap between here and here. I want to cover this up, so I might put something right in this area here, or yeah, so I could just fill that in. Other than that, yeah, so this is just a quick update. I'm going to post some more updates as I keep making progress. And once again, you could get these things for cheap, and I find them being more to scale than some of the other plants that I've seen. They're fake plants that are out there, but and I know it's kind of hard to find because these, you know, the leaves are much smaller, so it's, and versus some other plants that have bigger leaves. If you're going for like a jungle scene, a bigger plant with bigger leaves might work, but like you're going with like European, you want to have more like ferns and bushes, you know, then maybe this type of plant you want to look at buying. Yeah, so I was lucky I found these at the Dollar Tree, and they were pretty cheap, just $1 each. But yeah, you could find maybe other ones, other plants, but yeah. So, and there's one more view of this. And yeah, the other thing is that I've done is when I put these together was I kind of puzzle cut them. So, like for example, this was a lid, which is like the same. It's like this square top. The other one was also a lid, this other piece of foam here, but that one was a bigger piece. So when I wanted to put these two together, what I did was I cut. So for example, these are the two pieces. I would cut a slant from this corner in, cut the same type of angle of slant on this one, and then bring them together closer, and then they'll just overlap, and then I just cover with the paint and ground cover, and they'll just more or less cover this gap, this seam. So that's what I did there. I couldn't do it too much with all the pieces, but I did with as many as I could, and then wherever I could kind of cover the gaps, and I just covered the gaps. Otherwise, I left it there, and I'm like, you know what, I'm okay with it. Doesn't bother me too much. But if I want to cover it up, I could always probably put some type of putty or clay or something, and then touch that up with ground cover and paint. But just to give you guys ideas, if you guys want to expand maybe your foam diorama base, or you want to make a big piece but you only have small pieces of foam, that's an idea you could use, you could do. And then like in this case, I had a bunch of these trees here drilled to wood, which is then drilled to the table, which is made out of wood. So these trees are pretty good, well anchored. To go around them, I had to use pieces of foam. I couldn't use just one big piece unless I measured out exactly where the circles, where the circumferences of the trunks were, and then cut circles out. It was going to be very hard. I didn't even have a big chunk of foam, so I had to do it this way. So yeah, so I going about it this way, it worked out, I think. And so yeah, so if it helps, yeah, so that's good. So yeah, so see you next time.